What's going on, everybody? Thank you for checking out the channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you some tips and tricks to defeat Motor, the fourth boss in Valheim. So if you haven't checked out Valheim yet, it's an open world survival game set in like a Viking kind of time period where you run around and you collect things, and there's a series of bosses that you have to progress through in order to keep leveling up your character in the game. But you basically go around and you destroy the monsters and different types of islands and different types of biomes, and you have to build up kind of your little mini city or your empire, and you can play with up to 10 friends if you'd like in your own world. It's actually a lot of fun if you haven't tried it. And the fourth boss in the game right now is Motor. It's a big dragon, almost like Khaleesi's dragons from Game of Thrones, and she perches herself up on top of the hill. She can be found in the mountain biome up in the snow. And in order to spawn her, you have to find 3 of the dragon's eggs that are around the mountain biome themselves. They weigh 200 pounds, or you basically have to pick up those eggs and you have to take them to her totem in order to summon her. But they're always nearby, so it's not hard to find them. The challenge with Motor is that she shoots ice, and she's got ice dragon attacks, so she shoots these tremendous, incredible blasts of ice at you, and she destroys all the surrounding rocks. So in order to defeat her, it becomes a little bit of a difficult kind of cat and mouse type of game, because there's only so many places that you can hide because you're up on top of a mountain, and then you have other creatures that are in the area also beginning to attack you. So it can be a little tricky to be able to take her down. So what I wanted to do in this video is share some of our tips and tricks, how we actually went around defeating Motor. What are those tactics that you guys can use in order to defeat her quite easily yourselves. So in this gameplay, I actually happen to be playing it off stream, but I did screen capture it, so I'll be able to share everything with you. So you can see where Motor actually spawns up there on her little totem thing. But the key here, and what I'm trying to share with you here in the screenshot, is that Motor can actually fly around this entire area. So it's not like she's just gonna stay on the tippy top of this mountain. She actually can fly all the way around. So you want multiple access points below that you can hide into depending on the area that she's standing. Additionally, down below, we excavated these little caves into the rock formation. Now in Valheim, you can't actually dig tunneling, so you can't do any kind of tunneling in the game, but what you can do is actually find a rock formation like this, and as long as you chip away at the rock itself, then you can kind of create your own artificial tunnel inside of there, and the game will allow you to do it. So basically, you want to find a couple of different areas around the spawn point of the dragon and make sure that you can create these little caves, because when I used all of my materials in terms of food and energy to boost my HP as much as possible, I got it over, I think it was 228. One shot of the dragon's ice blast was over 200 damage, so you would immediately be almost dead in the process. So you really need these kind of caverns to hide out for a second, so that you can try to regenerate your health. Additionally, there happened to be really conveniently this little castle over here, the little stone structures that spawn in the game, and so Ink and I quickly gathered some wood in the area, built a little bit of table, threw a roof on it, and then we put our portal up there. That way we could portal back to our main base and gather the supplies that we needed. Or if we happen to die, we could immediately jump through the portal and come back to the mountain and actually grab our stuff. And so you can see here, we gathered the 3 eggs in the area. I was quickly switching around my bow and applying the correct arrows and everything, and you place the eggs on there, and then you activate the altar, and it will summon in the boss, just like on the previous instances of the bosses. And when Motor's in here, she flies around the base, but she will land at certain locations, so you don't have to waste all your arrows like I was mistakenly doing here up front, because they only do so much damage to her anyway. But you basically can wait until she lands in a particular spot, and then you can go for it. And you'll see here how much damage I took from those ice blasts. So that's why it was really imperative to have these tunnels and these caves to try to give you a little bit of protection so you can boost your health. The other caveat here is in these subsequent shots later on in the attack or in the battle, her ice blast does destroy this entire cavern. So the other perk to this is that even though she's basically obliterating the place, you get an absolute ton of stone. So you can see in the sequence that she landed over on the formation of rocks over there. So all you got to do is try to get near her within range of your arrows, but not too close. If you do get too close to motor, she will swipe at you. She's got like a claw attack that could really take you out in a one shot. So you have to be careful. And in terms of damage output, we actually found that the fire arrows did more burning damage to her over time than the other arrows. Like Ink was using the poison arrows and I was using the needle ones involving mosquitoes from the plains. So once again, she landed, made it easier to hit the target, and then you can just shoot the arrows at her. And this is a very good example of how I got way too close. And she was right behind me because I was dealing with this fairing. And when she shot her ice blast, look at that, 13 health left. So I almost got completely obliterated. And she also destroyed the entire cave that was right there. So that's why you need multiple caves to kind of escape to, so that in those instances that you're down to like 10 HP left, you have somewhere to hide for 30 seconds. I should also mention that I do have a frost resistance potion. In the middle of the battle though, it had worn off and I forgot to actually use it through the rest of it, but that's one way to kind of negate a lot of the damage that she outputs from the blasts. And the last element that you want here is pick up all the tears and the trophy. The trophy you want to go put back on the stone hedge on your first island where you originally spawn, so that you can enable the ability to have the wind always in your direction in the ship. And the tears you will use to apply to the artisan table. So after you've cleaned up all the resources that are around the area from what Modder completely destroyed, and you usually get some other surprises like some silver veins that you can also begin to farm. So that's it. It's honestly pretty straightforward. As long as you build out a couple of those caves, you have a little bit of an area to recover. You definitely don't want to go back to your base, your little campsite, fort thing that we had created there, because Modder does have the capability to destroy all that stone. And if she was to destroy the portal in the process, you'd be completely screwed. If you died, you'd have no way to easily teleport back. So that would be a massive problem. So what do you think about these tips and tricks in defeating Moder in Valheim? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you happen to like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Again, comment below on how you beat Moder, or what was the overall process that you experienced in the game if you haven't done it yet. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. I love to have you on board, and then you can get notifications when I upload new videos just like this one. So I hope you have a good one, and I'll see you in the next video.